Good morning and a happy Thursday to you. Just one day away from Friday. Now, that may or may not mean something to most of you, seeing as how we are practicing this period of social distancing or sheltering in place. Sometimes the days can seem to run together. But don't let that stop you from having an awesome Thursday and a terrific Friday. Now, without further ado, let us get on to the subject at hand. We are going to be talking about the Spaniards and their invasion of the Americas. More importantly, we are going to talk about their conquest on the Americas and how they wreaked havoc on several of the major civilizations that existed there. Most notably, the Incas and the Aztecs. Now, let us begin with the Incas, or the medicine men, if you will. Who are the Incas? Well, they're an ancient civilization that were thought to have originated in present-day Peru, and then their empire stretched across several countries throughout South America. And they formed a pretty vast empire by the height of their existence in the 14 to 1500s. Now, before the invasion of the Spaniards into the Americas, the Incas were actually thought to have been amongst some of the best medical doctors in the entire world during this time period.
I'm number one! The number one doctor! Yes! Yes! Number one! Number one!
The Incas actually used a wide variety of plants and herbs that are still used in the medical field to this day, including quinine and curare, which is a numbing agent that can be used to numb specific parts of the body by doctors.
I can't feel anything.
Probably the most fascinating part about the Incas is that they were able to perform brain surgery and were able to perform it with an alarmingly high survival rate. I mean, this during a time when a small scratch could mean your demise.
'Tis but a scratch. A scratch?
However, when the Spaniards went and conquered Peru, especially under the conquistador Francisco Pizarro, when he met the Incas and eventually wiped them all out, they viewed everything that the traditional Inca did as evil, satanic, and therefore banned all of their practices, including their medical practices. And as a result, much of their medical practices that they had just faded away from existence. Now, it's no secret that the Spaniards came to the Americas ready for a conquest, hence the name conquistadors. The crimes of the Spaniards could be seen as violent, often brutal, as Bartolomé de las Casas especially took note of. The Spaniards, with their horses, spears, and lances, began to commit murders and strange cruelties as they entered into the towns and villages, sparing neither children, nor old men, nor women with child. But their violent conquests weren't necessarily what decimated the native population. In fact, it was the diseases that they carried with them, primarily smallpox. This effectively wiped out most of the native population of the Caribbeans and of the Americas, especially the Aztecs of central Mexico. Now, Spaniards, they would wage war on the native populations of America, but they would wait, especially during times of smallpox outbreaks within certain native camps. And that's when they would attack so they could heighten their chances of victory. I mean, consider this. An estimated population of native tribes in Mexico in 1500 was about 25 million. Just a century later, in 1600, the estimated native population was just above 1 million.